All right, here's second part of 8.3 notes. This is the quotient rule. So we have two functions are being divided by, and we want to find the derivative. So we are going to take and use this formula. So y prime equals, and we're gonna, you have a top and bottom there. So it's the derivative of the numerator times the denominator minus derivative of the denominator times the numerator, all divided by the denominator squared. And when we do it for this math, I mean, if you're going to another class and so forth, but just for this, our class this year, you're not going to do anything really to the denominator unless it's necessary. And usually we don't have to FOIL that out or to mess with that part. So let's try this problem here. So here I have a function on top divided by another function. So I'm going to take the derivative. So I have y prime. So derivative of the top. So the derivative of the top is just 5, okay? So remember 5x minus 2. Derivative of 5x is just 5, and derivative of negative 2 is just 0, so we don't have to add that together. Times the bottom, and then plus, minus, because we're doing division, quotient rule, minus the derivative of the top of the bottom, which is 2x plus 1. X squared plus 1, and that's just going to give me 2x. Okay, so 2x times the numerator, which is 5x minus 2, all being divided by g of x, which is the denominator, x squared plus 1 quantity squared. Okay, so now let's just clean up the top. Distribute, combine like terms if you can. So I have 5x squared plus a 5. And I should have mentioned this up here at top, but if you find yourself making a silly mistake with that minus, remember you're subtracting that whole entire product over there. So you want to make sure that you, if you need to, put parentheses around to not make any silly mistakes or any errors. So usually, not that you will, but just in case. So if I do that for myself here, I'm just going to go ahead and take that extra step. And so inside there, I have 10x squared minus 4x all over. And don't forget the denominator, x squared plus 1 quantity squared. And if I distribute that negative, I wind up with a negative 10x but a positive 4. Negative 10x squared plus positive 4x. So my final answer, y prime equals, don't forget to give me that y prime. So I have 5x squared minus 10x squared, that is a negative 5x squared. And then I don't have an x attached to that 5. So this is going to be plus 4x plus 5 all over quantity squared. Okay. All right. Okay, let's try the next one. The next one looks kind of familiar. We did a lot of these with 8.1 and 8.2 when we didn't have the product rule or the quotient rule. So we're going to differentiate, which means just takes the derivative. And so we have two functions. This is f of x on here, and I have g of x down here. So my derivative is f of x. Again, don't forget to do f prime of x. So the derivative of the first one would be just 2 times the denominator, which is just x, okay, minus, I'm going to take the derivative of the denominator, which is 1, times the numerator, which is 2x minus 1. And you are squaring g of x, which is just x squared. So now I'm just going to distribute, clean up my stuff, and I'm going to get 2x. So negative 1 times 2x is a negative 2x, and negative 1 times a negative 1 is a positive 1 over x squared. These two cancel, so my, let's see, so y prime of x equals 1 over x squared. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to rewrite and find the derivative without using the quotient rule for that same function we just did. So our function was y equals, f of x equals 2x minus 1 over x. Now when we did this before we could take the derivative, we had to separate it into separate fractions. And then simplified. So this would be 2x over x minus 1 over x, okay? And then now we can reduce, so I cancel this, and I wind up with 2 minus 1 over x. Well, I can't take the derivative when I have anything in the denominator like that because I don't have the quotient rule when we did it before. So my function that I'm going to take the derivative of is 2 minus x to the negative 1. All right. So this is the function I'm going to do. So if I'm going to take the derivative of that, derivative of 2 is just 0. So let's just do f prime of x. So I'm going to put this down here. Derivative of 2 is 0. And then the derivative, so minus the derivative of x to negative 1. You bring the negative in front. So it's a negative 1 times x, and then I take negative 1 minus 1, which is just a negative 2. So I have f prime of x, I don't need that part right here. So what I have is zero minus, so negative times negative is a positive, and then negative 1 minus negative 1 is a negative 2. But I have to write it with this exponent to be positive, so I have to move it down. So we get f prime of x equals 1 over x squared. And the same what we did up here, okay? But I think sometimes that moving up and down sometimes confuses people with the negative exponent and so forth, okay? So it's the same thing, apply to 1. If you have to use product rule, you use it, whatever you feel more comfortable with, okay? But if you're supposed to use a quotient rule, you need to do that. So let's find the derivative of this next one. So I have the derivative of, and we're only going to do, this. We're not going to rewrite it about the other way. Possibly. Let's see how much time. So let's see how much time we have. All right, let's find the derivative of y equals 1 minus cosine x divided by sine x. I have two functions. So I'm going to call this f of x, and this one is g of x. So y prime. So we're going to take the derivative of the first. Well, the derivative of 1 minus cosine x, okay, derivative of 1 is 0. Derivative of cosine x is a negative sine x. So this is minus a negative sine x. I should be writing that in blue. Oh, my goodness. Thought it was an eraser. Trying to give myself room too. All right, so the first, we take the derivative of the first, which is 1, 0. So we negative times a negative sine x. Okay, times the denominator, which is sine x. Okay. All right, and then we're going to go, we're going to subtract, and we're going to take the derivative of the denominator. So derivative of sine x is cosine x, and we keep the numerator the same. Okay, all over sine squared x. And we just clean up what we have. So this gives me a positive sine squared x minus And remember, this is a negative, so negative times 1 is a negative cosine x. And negative times a negative cosine x is a positive cosine squared x all over sine squared x. Okay, there is actually a rule here that you probably remember from pre-cal. If I have a sine squared x, I'm going to rearrange this so that I have sine squared x plus cosine squared x, and then put the minus cosine over here. Okay, this is actually 1. So I'll just go down here. So we have equals 1 minus cosine x over sine squared x. And we're going to leave it at that. We don't have to worry about trying to move it around. So this is our derivative. Okay, and so, all right. All right, that's all I'm going to do on this one. I'm not worried about answering that question. So there you go.